So, Brad, thanks for coming to Italy and for accepting this interview for Eclipse.
Well, thank you. My pleasure.
Great. So, you have a long experience in this company, so can you please tell us which are the activities that you run for Microsoft?
Well, I've been a Microsoft employee for 15 years. My 15th anniversary was last Saturday, so I was very excited about that. I've been in legal and corporate affairs the entire time, my first 3 years in Paris, and for the last 6.5 years I've headed the department and been the general counsel and secretary for the company.
Great. And which are the major concerns that your legal department is taking care of for Microsoft nowadays?
Well, our concerns really span the entire universe of all of the important issues for the company. Certainly intellectual property issues remain at the heart of what we do. All of the great innovations that come out of Microsoft need to be protected under intellectual property law. We have over 200 people in LCA working on that. So that is a big issue. Increasingly, we're focused on doing what is important to help bring all of our new technologies to customers around the world. As we look at cloud computing, as we look to online services, we look to search and these other things that we're doing, there are a variety of new legal and policy issues that are emerging. Issues like privacy and security, issues like interoperability. We've been focused on that. And we also focus on the company's citizenship and the company's philanthropy. That's something we take a lot of pride in. It's where we're doing, I think, a lot of important, valuable work. People around the world are doing great things, and we want to make sure we keep moving that forward.
Exactly. I think that the citizenship aspect is very important, and it's very important also for us as employees. We really care a lot about that. Coming back to the online regulation and policy, I think that this is one of the spaces, for example, where we did a great activity like between citizenship and legal staff, like the CATH program. Can you tell us something more about the online activities?
Sure. I think governments and others around the world expect leading companies today to not only help disseminate the benefits of new technology, but also address the problems that sometimes emerge. What that means for the internet is the need for us as a company to focus on internet safety, the protection of privacy, the protection of children, action against malware. So we're devoting a lot of resources to all of those things. We've got people working on it in terms of technology inside the company and the business groups. We in LCA do a lot of work in terms of ensuring that the law moves forward. We do a lot of work to partner with law enforcement agencies. We work to bring cases to, when necessary, prosecute individuals who are violating people's privacy, stealing their identity, persecuting or taking advantage of children in violation of the law. The protection of safety on the internet is just going to be, I think, for the long term, an important part of what we need to do.
I agree. Software plus services. It has been a long time mantra for years, but now it's becoming reality. And last week at PDC and LA, we did a lot of announcements. Can you tell us more about that from the legal point of view?
Well, I think the PDC in Los Angeles last week was a great milestone for the company. It reflected 3 years of work by Ray Ozzie, by our engineers, and what it does is what you just said. It begins to make cloud computing and software plus services a reality. A year from now, we're going to be bringing to Italy and around the world a lot of new services. Certainly part of what we need to do as the legal team and the corporate affairs team is address those dimensions. We have new agreements that will be hammered out with our customers. Because these services are new, there's new legal issues that we need to work through. Our number one goal is to make this work for our customers and for Microsoft so that this technology can move forward. Governments, not surprisingly, will have questions. It's important for them to understand what we're doing. So part of what we also need to do is go out and do a good job of making information available and addressing their questions. So we're focused on that as well.
Great. Piracy. Software piracy is an issue all over the world, but in Italy, as you know, we have a piracy rate that is quite high. It's 50%. 49%, so it means that 1 out of 2 of our products on the market is not original. How can we increase our efficiency in this field? How can we fight this battle in a better way?
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is basically what you just did, which is recognize that here in Italy, the piracy rate is higher than it should be. It's been sort of stuck on a plateau for about 5 years. It's been very close to 50%. It's been stuck at around 50%, even while the rate of piracy in the rest of Western Europe has fallen more to the mid-30s or low 30s or high 20% range. I think the real question is, what can help Italy make the next leap forward in reducing piracy and thereby creating more jobs for the software economy here? I wish I could tell you that I came, I visited, I spent a day and a half, and I had all the answers. I don't. I think that it is something for everybody who's working and living here to focus on. What can we do with the government? What can the Guardia di Finanza do? What can other parts of the government do to help reduce piracy? What can we do with our customers? What can we do to better educate people? We're going to need some new steps. Italy has so long been a source of creativity, including in fighting software piracy, and it's time for another step forward in terms of a new dose of creativity.
Correct, correct. The current economic situation, I think that companies like us that has this technology capabilities can help a lot. Above all in a country like Italy, where we have a lot of small and medium companies, how can we help them get out of this situation and improve their competitiveness?
I think for us as a company, we need to stay very focused on both the short and long-term dimensions. In the short term, the most important thing we can do is help our customers identify ways to use our technology to manage and reduce their costs. Technologies like virtualization obviously have a substantial impact in reducing hardware costs. We always think it's helpful to keep in mind that the typical business spending on information technology spends a small dose on software and bigger doses on hardware and services. Where we can add the most value is where software can help reduce the costs of hardware and services. As we look to next year and we look at cloud computing, we look at software plus services, there are some clear opportunities for customers to build on what we offer today with what is coming tomorrow and reduce their IT spending, while still probably increasing the value they're delivering to the business. That's the kind of conversations we need to have, we need to get out and really engage with our customers and see what we can do together. On the long term, we need to keep innovating. We need to keep investing. There's always a temptation for businesses when you hit this kind of economic downturn to cut costs so much that you end up sacrificing your future.
The difference between cost and investments.
Yes, and we're going to be very prudent as a business in managing our costs, but we're going to continue to take a long-term view when it comes to investments, and I think that'll be part of what our customers can count on us for. They can look at what we're offering today, but they also can have confidence that we're going to keep investing for our future and therefore for their future as well.
I agree. One final question. The past years you have been flying quite often from Seattle to Brussels. So will you ever go to Brussels for vacation with your family?
I'll go to Brussels on business. I'll come to Italy on vacation.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the right balance.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.